Good afternoon. How are you? I hope you are well. It's been such a lovely day out there, and I feel like I've been held up in a rabbit warren. Do you know what I mean? I just feel, God, I feel a bit like a rabbit in the headlights because I've just been busy. And I suppose that's a good thing, so hurrah for that. And I'm just seeing if I can share this on my feed, but I probably can't because, you know, that's just the way it goes, but it doesn't really matter. Oh, yes, I can, you see, so it's just popped up here. So I'm going to share on my timeline to say that I am going live, and then hopefully we'll get a bit more feedback. So that's cool. So how are you? It's all quite interesting, isn't it? I thought Facebook might have changed its algorithms. Why do you say that, Kai Graham? Why is it even of any interest? Well, it is when you're trying to run a small business. And on Monday, I left a quote. Can't even remember for the life of me what it was, but it was a harsh one. And I got about sort of three sort of people or four people just sort of, you know, commenting or connecting. And I thought, that didn't go down very well. And then there was another one, and it was, I can't even remember what that one was yesterday, but it was just sort of greeted with a lukewarm response. And I thought, do you know what? Am I losing the plot here? Have Facebook changed their algorithms so people aren't sort of getting this? Or am I just wide off the mark? And then I suddenly thought, no, could be Easter holidays. Not all about you, Kai Graham. So, you know, and then I did something about confidence today, and bam, back you all are. You liked that one. So there you are. So, and I think the thing is, and this is what the quote was all about, which is actually quite interesting because it sort of dovetails in nicely. But, you know, if you get it wrong, it doesn't matter. You just got to keep on going, haven't you? Maybe, do you think my quotes were wrong for the last 2 days? I don't know, doesn't really matter, but they didn't resonate as well as today's one did. And today's quote is, confidence comes from not always being right, but from not fearing to be wrong. Yeah. And I think that's what's quite important, because if you think about it, it's our fears that hold us back. It's our fears that stop us doing things. It's the worry about being judged, or what will people think of me, and oh my God, if I get it wrong, well, yeah. So, I mean, the whole point is that we can't get everything right the whole time, can we? And the whole point is that part of success is the failures that you meet whilst you get there. Actually, if any of you know me, you know that I don't believe there's such a thing as failure. It's maybe not getting it right, but I call it feedback. And so if things don't go according to plan, then maybe it's just said, well, I tell you what, that's not the way to do it next time. And that's all right, as long as you learn from it. But it's just having the confidence to say, do you know what? If I stumble, or if I get it wrong, or if I hit a bump in the road, or if, God forbid, everyone laughs at me, nah, not really, doesn't really matter. Let's not take ourselves too seriously. Part of confidence is going, do you know what? I know I will get it wrong some of the time, and that's okay. I was doing my course today, and I was in full flow, and the bloody telephone rang. Now, listen, that's fine. Not the mobile, because all that's on sort of do not disturb. The landline. And part of me wanted to go, I'm really sorry I've got to take this, because no one ever bloody calls me on this. So anyway, I never did find out who it was. I ignored it. And I sort of thought, oh no, maybe I have to start again. Maybe I'll have to delete the recording. And no. Do you know what? I pulled myself together and it was all right. And real life happens, doesn't it? Real life gets in the way. And that's all right. It's how you deal with it. It's how you deal with the cards you're dealt. Cheers. It's how you react when things don't quite go according to plan. Thank you for joining us. I can see it says people viewing, but because of your privacy settings, I can't see who you are. So I can't greet you. So do a thumbs up or a wave or a heart or something, and then I know, you know, then at least Facebook alerts me and I can see your name. And then I can say hello to you. And if you don't want me to, you can jump off or you just lurk in the background. I used to lurk a lot. Now I'm quite verbal and sort of, you know, tell people that I'm there. But, I think the thing is about trying new things or trying different things. It's what happens if? What happens if what? What happens if you suddenly realise you're very good at that new thing? What happens if you suddenly realise you really, really enjoy it? What happens if you meet a whole new bunch of people? What happens if you excel at it? We never think of those things, do we? We go, what happens if it goes wrong? What happens if I'm out of time? What happens if I'm too old? What happens if they don't like me? We look at that. There's a great quote, and it says something along the lines of, I used to walk into a room and worried about what anyone thinks of me. Now I walk into a room and, just sort of wonder what I think of them. And that's all right. We don't have to be snotty about it, she said, talking down her nose. But, we can turn everything on its tail if we want to. And we can say, this could work out really well. This could be something that I am bloody good at and I never even realised. Or, okay, it could be something that I realise, oh my God, no, let's not invest in this one. And it's a bit like anything. That's what taster sessions are for. And that's what just, you don't have to commit your whole life to something new, but give it a chance. And don't forget, you won't be a master at it first time round anyway, whatever it is. There's a young person I know who recently started a new job, and he sort of said, oh my God, it's horrible. I just don't know what I'm doing. Well, of course you don't. It's a new job. It's, it does what it says on the tin, really. And when you start sort of, especially job-wise, when you start taking everything in your stride and it's Groundhog Day, time to move on. Time to push the boundaries and try and get promotion or try and move to a different company so you're stretched. Or do you know what I mean? Let's not go for Groundhog Day. So, of course, when you go into a new job, you're not going to know what's going on. That's the very nature of it. It's a learning curve. I mean, half the time you with new thing, of course you don't know what's going on. But you learn. And the worst questions are the ones you don't ask. And it's just a matter of just saying, I'm all right. I'll be able to do this. Okay, we might have to look for support. We might have to look for help. That's okay. Because that's what happens. That's what the real life's all about, isn't it? Looking for support when you need it. But having the courage to just step up to the plate and do stuff anyway. Do you know? So it's all right if you get things wrong. As long as you learn from it. Yeah? If you sort of don't learn from it and you make the same mistakes again and again and again, a bit like my golf swing, you've got to do something about that. Either go and get a lesson or don't play for 6 months. But, it's something, it's just having the confidence to go, I'm going to get this wrong sometimes, and it's all right. It is, really. I think the thing is we tend to be victims of perfection. We tend to sometimes, dare I say it, take ourselves far too seriously, rather than just jump in and go, do you know what, let's go for it. A bit like me in that gym session a while back. What happens if I'm really bad? Oh, don't worry, someone will be worse than you with any luck. When I was in Pilates yesterday, I hadn't read the label. I thought it was normal Pilates. No, this was called fitness Pilates. Well, for goodness sake, there's a massive difference and I didn't realise. I should have looked around the room and sort of seen that the demographic was slightly different to the normal one. But hey, and I came out feeling like I'd gone through the mangle. Have I signed up for the next one? You bet I have. I thought, well, can't be any worse than today. I will get better. Thankfully, it was a new routine. So everyone was a bit sort of left when they should have been right. So that was okay. But, and that's just Pilates. God, it could be anything else. It could be, it could be with parenting lark. I tell you, it's quite, oh, my cat's just walked in. He'll probably be rather vocal. But it's with this parenting lark. I do remember that actually I started getting the right feedback from my two when I went, listen, sometimes I don't know what I'm doing either. Okay, so you've got to roll with me here. And yeah, I will make mistakes, but I've got the best of intentions. And when I was honest with them, I think half the time they felt sorry for me. What I did stand by was, I am not the expert in this. And they went, yeah, you're right. I said, but I am the boss. Oh, all right then. I will consult you, but I am still the boss. I'm still in charge here. And that works. So, it's just admitting that we don't always have all the answers, and nor should we. Blimmin' heck, if we did, it'd be as boring as hell, wouldn't it? So allow yourself a little bit of slack. Allow yourself some leeway. It's all right. Unless, of course, you're running the joint and everything depends on you. But no, if you're sensible enough and you are running the joint, you've got a damn good team underneath you anyway. So they'll look after you, as long as you've looked after them as well. But do you know what I mean? It's not all resting on your shoulders. And if it is, you're under too much pressure, love. You need to delegate. Okay? So embrace the fact that we're allowed to get it wrong. Embrace the fact that you are not going to be a master of everything that you touch, And having the confidence and actually accepting that that's all right, that's cool. Because then, by pushing yourself a little bit further, by allowing the fact that you won't get it right the first time, you actually start thinking outside the box. And you start pushing yourself and going, well, what happens if I do this? And that's when the fun starts. That's when you realise, do you know what? If you've always got to be right, you restrict yourself. So paint that picture with a different colour and just look at it in a different light, because it's really quite illuminating sometimes. So there we are. And on that note, I shall love you and leave you. Happy Easter holidays for those parents who have kids. And to the rest of you, if you're working, well, it's not long now. Well, you could be on flexi time, so it doesn't really probably kicked off and you've got a gin in your hand, 5 o'clock in the evening. Anyway, I shall love you and leave you, and I shall catch you soon. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.